What is up, my friends? My name is Zach, and we're back with episode 37 of the Spring Trap. And Bash, I love your nod at the beginning of every Spring Trap show, man.
I was like, are you going to go? And then
yeah, sorry. I just wanted silence. Guys, we're here with Clash Bashing. We have Carbon Finn, and we have Clash with Corey today to talk about the current state of Clash of Clans, but most importantly, to take your questions from the chat, whether they are related to Clash of Clans, any other game, or just life in general. This show is not only a Clash of Clans show, it's a whatever show with a big focus on Clash of Clans. So hope you guys are ready for some fun tonight. It's been a while since we've had the trap, but we're back tonight, and that's what matters. So Bash, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming on again today.
Hey, man, I'm just hanging out, trying to get everything all situated. You know how the beginning of the Spring Trap goes. Got to get everything in place. But, man, you hit me up, and actually I think a couple of your fans were hitting me up and said, Bash, Echo says we need to do the trap. And I'm like, well, let's do it. So
Yeah,
excited to be back as always. And we got two amazing guests, so you can't beat that.
we do. I'm actually excited that I have some fans. I didn't know I had a fan, man. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so we do have, like I said, we have Carbon Finn and Clash with Corey. So Finn, what's up, bro? We had a big day today. I popped into your stream earlier. Some excitement going on.
Yeah, it was. Well, thanks first of all having me on here again, second time on the Spring Trap show. But yeah, it was a very busy day. Had pretty much two separate streams over on Twitch and then YouTube, doing a lot of the CWL Invite Wars, plus some Apex as well. All the playoffs are going on, so it was definitely a very crazy few wars today. But it was definitely a lot of fun. Definitely doing both of those streams
Nice, man.
for sure.
And Corey, what's happening over there by you? I see you got some nice beard growing in there, man. That's something new.
I'm doing good, brother. Honestly, I just wanted to see what it would look like. It's itchy though. I don't know. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last. I'm probably just gonna give in and shave it.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. So
You
what's
gotta
new with
let
you
it
and
go,
going on
man.
over in your channel, man?
Kind of same old on the channel, man. Actually, I actually posted my first farming video the other day. My first ever farming
Wow.
video because
Not
I've
far.
got a mini Town Hall 10 that I would like to shoot all the way up to Town Hall 12. Obviously, it's going to be a long grind, but yeah, that's about the only new thing. War, like always, war
Yeah.
is
Of course.
continuous. But yeah, just started a little bit of farming content because I just started farming again.
That's
Yeah, I
funny.
can see you're rocking the thumbnails there in Photoshop. They're doing
Yeah,
good.
you know what, guys? Carbon gave me a Photoshop tutorial. Helped me out so much. It was amazing.
Blew his mind of like what you could do.
Oh, it definitely did.
It does
Man, my
help when you know
Photoshop
how to
skills,
use them, right?
skills are so basic. I need to hit Carbon
Yeah.
up for the tutorial. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like when you get started doing this, you're like, I don't really need to Photoshop. And then you start like playing with it and you just see the improvement over like your old thumbnails. It's like, oh, I guess I should have did this a long time ago. I know I used to do super basic thumbnails and then started
Yeah.
learning and just improved immensely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're always improving at everything that you do, right?
Hopefully. That's the goal, right? I
Definitely.
mean,
Yeah.
That is the
these
goal.
two guys right here have been killing it lately. Been
sure are.
peeking at some of your guys' numbers. You guys are doing incredible. So congrats on the success.
Mhm.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's
I
actually
appreciate
nice, in my opinion, it's nice to see some more war content creators getting some love because, a lot of times war doesn't get that love, but you guys are definitely seeing some success, which is awesome. Two great guys with great content. It's well worth it. So let's get into the show, though, for today. Again, guys, a reminder that this show is all about the comments and the questions that you bring in the chat. Clash Bashing and I are both going to be taking note of questions that you drop, and if you have any questions, definitely drop them in and we'll try our best to get them on. We're going to be on for about 1 hour. This will go live probably tomorrow night as a video if you don't get all of it. And I just want to give a lot of love right now to everybody that's here in the chat. A couple of names that I see are Scrappy Academy, Braden TCT. We have Galia. I saw Adam from Time to Clash over here as well. A lot of good people coming through. Flashback is
Halo
here.
in the chat.
So hopefully the lag isn't too bad. I see that it is a little bit choppy.
Yeah.
Hopefully that clears up,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a little bit choppy, but
Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe if the bit rate might be a little. I don't know what that is.
I don't
set
know.
to,
It should
OBS or something.
it should be fine. I'm not sure, but
Hopefully
well,
it fixes itself.
all they need to hear is our beautiful faces.
Just-
voices.
just
Pretty
smile and
much,
wave,
put it on
boys.
audio only or something.
They need to hear our faces.
just
That
smile
was
and wave.
awesome.
So I do see a bunch of questions coming in so far, and let's start off with T-Rex's right here, and he's asking what are your favorites for the favorite part of the CWL, and why don't I give that to one of our guests here, both being big war dudes. What do you guys like the best out of the CWL? And I'm not sure if we're talking about in-game CWL or league CWL, so you could talk about whichever one you want. I mean, this is our show, guys.
Man, I'm going to talk about CWL Invite because that's, what I'm the most interested in. What I love the most about it is the challenge, the teamwork, the amount of effort and teamwork that is involved in planning these successful raids and, in so many successful raids over the course of a war. That's definitely my favorite part, the challenge and the teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so being in the Champions War League, so that's the kind of the CWL that we refer to versus the SCWL, which we call kind of the Supercell Clan War League. It's definitely the competition, going back and forth, the amount of planning and kind of the dedication, the time that your teammates put into each and every one of the attacks is second to none. And it's just crazy to kind of see all of that, kind of the planning, everything come together in voice and kind of going through that process. But then also the clan war leagues, that's a lot of fun with me being up in Champs 1 running with kind of Hello for Now. And I know WHF is making a push as well up there since the announcement of that $1 million prize, or I guess they're not necessarily one prize, probably just they'll give out 1 million overall the whole year, probably total.
The prize pool.
But that's definitely a big kind of addition to the game. It's a lot of fun having only one attack makes everything interesting. Can't get those single stars. So definitely excited for the next season to come for that and all of that. But yeah, unfortunately, WHF was eliminated last week in the Champions War League. But hey, there's season 6, and then we have an amazing matchup in Invite, and plus all the other clans. Bangladesh is going to be playing Bye Forever. So definitely a lot of epic wars to come.
Mm-hmm. And how about you, Bash? Do you pay attention on what goes on over there, or not really?
Oh, I just love that Supercell named the in-game CWL, so I can clickbait the hell out of it every single time I do a video. I'm like, best CWL attacks live!
And you just get everyone excited, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I loosely keep up with Champions War League, the external CWL, mostly Invite, because I think Invite is top of the top. And honestly, I was super surprised with some of these playoffs. Bangladesh was kind of to be expected. They had a really great season, but Bye Forever surprised the hell out of me, to be honest, guys. I don't know about you, but I did not see Bye Forever making that run, and I'm really happy for them. But that was a crazy run that they just had. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit more. But I love my clan does the in-game CWL, I guess the SC CWL, as you guys would refer to it. And we hover right around Masters 1 to Champs 3. We just got back up to Champs 3 because we got more Town Hall 12s. That was our issue of why we got knocked out, as we were running 5 Town Hall 11s. So we're running 14 Town Hall 12s now, which got us back up to Champs 3. So I love that. I love the pressure of the one attack, everyone trying to work together. We get on voice all the time and just playing out attacks. So I like them both, man. You get the top tier kind of in both of them.
I agree.
99.
We got Halo Okraheads in the house dropping a donation asking who has the best beard between the three of us. First of all, biased. Carbon, how do you feel being left out of this? I mean, absolutely.
Why do you assume I don't have a beard? What is
Who has the best beard? I don't know. Bash has the best beard. He's got the length, man. He's got the length. You got to go with that. I mean, everyone's.
I get the best hobo beard around. That's for sure.
So before we get into any more questions, guys, I'm just going to ask for a quick question to all you guys. The state of the game. I mean, we titled this one, "What is the state of the game right now?" And all of us are, well, actually, we're all into both farming, and we're all big into war pretty much as well. So what do you think the state of the game is right now? Everyone, I mean, if you were creating war content 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, it was all drag bat. You would literally go through war logs and that's all you could find, or some variation of a bat spill attack. Suddenly, I'm starting to see hogs come back. I'm starting to see Lalo come back, and it's nice to see. You know, I never thought I'd be excited about hog rider attacks coming back, but after 3 weeks of all drag bat, so I think. Personally, I think things have settled down quite a bit, and it's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Let's start with Corey on this one. What do you think currently in Clash of Clans state of the game?
Pretty good, man. I think they definitely accomplished their goal of finally bringing that bat spell back into balance. And they didn't nerf it into the ground. It's not useless. I six packed with the bat, drag bat variations in our invite playoff war against Crazy Monkeys. So I mean, it's still useful, but it's useful on the right bases. It's not useful on every base like it used to be, and that's the way it should be, man.
Right.
Great attacks can still be great attacks, but they should not work on every single base. Not at Town Hall 10, 11, and 12. And that's I think that's the point of the balance, and I think they did a pretty good job with that. I like where we're at right now with the variety in Clash of Clans.
Yeah, I agree. How about you, Finn?
Yeah, so it definitely when the bat spell did come out, like the first thing that we did over in WHF was just F-Sync constantly. And I
Yeah.
know on stream we were able to end up getting a 10v12 triple. Obviously, it was on a specific base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can end up doing that is crazy. But yeah, no, I definitely like where it's at. I'm definitely going to be kind of in the off season, which only lasts for about a month and a half now until season 6 starts, is definitely learn and pick up and kind of is kind of the queen walks, queen charges. Because I'm more of a kind of a Sui heroes into majority Lalo is my attack strat kind of favorite. But I definitely got to start learning more of a queen walk, because that is the thing that is definitely wrecking bases, getting tons of value because of the 3 infernos. So that's something I got to learn a lot more going forward. But yeah, no, I enjoy it.
And you're
Where's
seeing
that?
a lot more multi-target infernos again, right, guys? Because of the bats.
Yeah, you
So
are
that's
a
just
lot more, which
queen
opens up
walk.
the base to a queen charge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And makes Sui Lalo more difficult if you have to deal with 3 multi-target infernos on a base.
Right.
100%.
No, it's exciting. That's what this game is all about. It's about changes coming, and you're gonna get, troops that you like. People think initially the bat spell, it's just another skeleton spell, and then it comes in and like completely changes the game. Like, you never know what top players are gonna be able to make out of any troop. I can't wait to see what the Ice Golem starts doing, besides being a good CC, defensive CC troop.
Yeah.
Bash, any thoughts on this topic, brother?
Well, I mean, I was batting like crazy also. So when they nerfed it, I cried. I was like, "Oh, I'm never gonna 3-star again in my life." But like Corey said, I'm still using bat spells on certain bases, and that's the thing, is you gotta be able to read a base and kind of know what you're capable of. But I had a little bit of luck. I got Carbon's familiar with it a little bit, I am sure. The random spinner I use, I did a 5v5 war, and I got Go Hobo from my Town Hall 12, and I actually had a 12v12 Go Hobo. So I've been experimenting with hogs a lot at Town Hall 12 and having a little bit of success. It seems like the situation's got to be right, obviously. But yeah, Lalo, Queen Charge Lalo, that's something I need to get better with. Just Queen Walks and Queen Charges in general. I am so trash at like trying to figure out what value I
Queen
need
AI
to
is
obtain.
so tricky to learn. 100%.
Yeah. It's just you have to be able to get her to go right. It's especially on a charge. Like I have such a bad problem of getting distracted, and like I'm like, all right, I'll send this in to get her going in, and I'll just forget, and then she's going down the left side, and I'm like, yep, there's the end of that raid.
Yeah. The
I wouldn't
biggest thing
say I wouldn't say it's easy. It's hard to learn. It's hard to master how to actually do it properly. Like, I mean, you throw 4 or 5 healers on a queen, you let her walk, you got your queen walk. But to actually be able to master it, when people start breaking 2, 3 tiers of wall to get that queen in there, it's unbelievable some of the stuff that they can do with the queen charges, and it definitely takes that time. Thank God for friendly challenges, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Bash,
and that's the problem, is trying to get her to go up into the base, like you said, 2 or 3 layers. It's just crazy.
Yeah, well, the wall record does help out with that, but then it turns from like a queen charge into like your whole kill squad going in with a bunch of healers behind them, so it's not quite the same. But Bash, do you have any questions that you noticed? I have a bunch written down here, but I figure I'll let you take over for
one that stood out to me, which was kind of interesting. I saw someone asking about, I didn't catch the name, so my apologies, but asking about ice golems, if we thought ice golems might become more relevant besides clan castle troops on defense. And I know personally with my hog attacks, I've been taking like 1, especially like if I'm going into a single inferno with my kill squad, I'll take 1 because it'll freeze that single inferno, allow that record to work a little bit deeper. So I feel like 1, maybe even 2 in the kill squad is pretty appropriate sometimes. I mean, what about you guys? You guys are more upper echelon. Are you guys seeing any ice golems offensively?
Yeah, so I actually recently, when we played last week against Crazy Monkey, I used an ice golem in my drag bat attack, which was used in portion of with the queen, because the ice golem one tanked for the queen, but also kind of walked the edge of the wall. So when it did die, it kind of froze the cannon and anything that was along that wall that would have been targeting the queen as well. So it was a nice touch to the army of using the ice golem there versus some giants or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a donation coming through from Spooby giving the most underrated Clash YouTuber to Scrappy Academy. I have to agree right there. Really great YouTuber.
Who's this guy? I thought he played
Spooby.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
he
Spoob.
used to be a Clash guy, you know.
Nothing but love for Spooby.
Yeah, we got to have Scrappy up on here one day in the trap again too. Should we go on with that topic, or are we going to move on? Do we have any more words about the Ice Golem? I mean, what I have to say is, I feel like if Clash of Clans put the effort into making a brand new troop in the game and they're not seeing it used, they'll do some changes to make it viable, because they're not going to want to have just wasted that time. So,
oh yeah, how's that working out for the skeleton spell, Echo?
Listen, you still see the skelly donuts, man. Come on.
Yeah, the skeleton spell's awesome.
But it's a lot less now that you see all the multi-target infernos.
Right. Yeah.
So when there was single targets, you would see more of it because it'd be easier to do.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen
place.
skeleton spells being used, to distract singles or something like that, but it's just really just a tech troop. Or a tech spell.
I used to use it all the time, but then kind of ended up switching up. But
yeah, not as much anymore. I used to have a ton of hounds and CCs, and so the Sui Lala was really, really popular, and a lot of times you had to do the queen kill with that skeleton spell raged up on those attacks, and you just don't see it as often anymore. But yeah.
I had another question come through about Town Hall 13. I mean, we got all this new stuff coming. It seems like Clash of Clans has invested in like more regular updates, and I'm choppy here because I'm looking at the stream and I'm watching it lag, and it's bothering me.
Guys, there's going to be a little bit of lag. We're not doing it. We're not dancing back here. Just listen to the stream. You'll be all right. Echo's working on the lag issues.
I'm working on it. It's so weird though. It's telling me I'm in the green and good to go, but I'm seeing it lag too. Sorry about that, guys. But
the best thing is just when 36 people tell you it's lagging. Come on, guys.
It just makes me start sweating. The anxiety. My anxiety kicks in.
Oh no, I hate it. It drives me nuts. I'm like, guys, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't run the internet company.
It only happens because I'm on Discord with you guys and streaming at the same time. Thank you, Aries, and much hype to you for doing that donation. I appreciate that. Much love. So we got these updates coming. More regular updates going to be coming. I think that Clash of Clans is invested in that. Do you guys think Town Hall 13 is coming in 2019?
Ooh, okay. So putting some pressure on the question. Is it coming this year? Carbon, start us out.
I don't think so, because this year I think they're going to be focusing on that Champions or Clan War League, kind of the $1 million thing. Plus, they're obviously also looking into fixing the clouds, I guess, Operation Blue Skies. I don't think it would be this year, just because that, if it did come out, would definitely throw a huge wrench into all that. I don't know. Who knows if it even comes out at all, but I definitely foresee it in the future as a progress for Town 12 people.
Well, I mean, it's a natural progression. Wasn't there an interview where they basically essentially said 13, 14, even 15 would be coming eventually, as long as the state of the game is healthy or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a natural progression. I don't know. I mean, this year seems soon. I mean, we just got Town Hall 12 towards the, middle end of last year. So I feel like this year kind of seems a little too soon, although it'd be cool, but I want more troops. I always want more troops.
More troops equals more content, man. Of course you want more troops.
Well, I mean, a variety, but I mean, I know people get frustrated because it doesn't take long to max out, a Town Hall 12, especially the people that are up there like to spend a little bit of money sometimes. So people get bored and stale with it. So, I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed with the 13, but I kind of agree with Carbon. This year, I don't think so. He brought up a good point with the tournament. What do you think, Corey?
I agree with you guys. Honestly, I used to think that they were going to come out with Town Hall 13 this year because of how fast they moved last year and how many updates they did last year and how crazy it was. But I was talking to somebody about it the other day, and they mentioned exactly what Carbon just mentioned. They got so much going on with these new clan war leagues right now. And, even the Town Hall 12s that are already maxed, they're pretty well occupied, most of them, competing in these clan war leagues, competing for that money. So, yeah, I don't think they have to release it this year to keep people interested, If they did, I think it would be like the end of the year, But I think it's definitely coming no later than next year. Absolutely.
I also think that now that if they're doing the clan war leagues, there's going to be a lot of max 12s, and they would probably not want to see uh, the release. Let's say if it is mid this year, you're going to see a lot of very early Town Hall 13s, and they probably wouldn't want that. They would want probably max Town Halls hit each other
Mhm.
because it takes at least probably a year or so for them to max it out. So it probably wouldn't make sense right now.
I mean, we
Well,
think that, but
from
you
a
see them
business
also.
aspect.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
at the end of
you'd
the
probably
end of the
rather
day, they want to
it.
make money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it would be
absolutely.
next year. But I would see, but obviously then it just comes to whoever ends up
But
finishing
you've
off
also
their
seen
Channel
them
13.
heavily invested in the Champions War League and release content, mid
Oh
season,
yeah,
late season, playoff season. So I think whatever works with their development team is going to be the big thing. But I
yeah,
don't
but
think we
still,
necessarily need it. And I think the in-game CWL along with 12 is kind of, and all the magic items is kind of the push to get people to go up to 12 before,
oh yeah,
really working on introducing that, which I'm going to kind of branch off this topic real quick. We're in a kind of state where usually this time of year we don't get a ton of updates, nothing big. Do you think that this kind of hurts the state of the game? Since we're talking about state of the game, do you guys think there should be more frequent updates? I know people have talked about like monthly updates, whether it's balancing, introducing something small. I mean, what do you guys think, like when we go through these lulls in between updates? Are you okay with it? Do you want more content? What would your guys' suggestion be on that?
Mm,
Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that right now, Bash. I have to think about it. Thanks for the tough one, bud.
But I love, for me personally, man, of course, I love new content. All of us content creators love new content. Anytime new spells, new troops, new attacks,
Right.
that's
Right.
like, that's gold right there. But at the same time, I'm not just a content creator, I'm also a competitor. You know what I mean? So when we have these downtimes in between, all the crazy new stuff coming out, a lot of that is, time to improve my skills, time to farm a different account up to Town Hall 12 or something like that. So I definitely still keep myself occupied even in between those. But that being said, it was a pretty good year for new and exciting stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, a big reason I brought this up, and I saw Nichols JJ, who's actually in my clan, when they brought out like the new Goblin maps, I saw how excited people got about that. I thought, like, what about like once a month, just introducing like 3, 4,
that'd be
5
nice.
Goblin maps, exclusive Goblin maps for that month. If you beat them, you get 50 gems. Like, I
Yeah,
think that would be something cool they could do to kind of pass the time, keep people super excited. Because you guys see how excited people were just for new Goblin maps, the silliest thing, but it had so much interest from the community, in my opinion.
I want to throw
yeah.
some love out to we have 2 donations
Those
come through,
huge
Mr.
donos coming
Tactical
in. Let's
Dude
go.
Gaming and Flashback right now. Thank you guys so much for the love. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And Mr. Tactical Dude Gaming's doing some stuff for WHF Rising. So
Oh, nice.
really cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Does
Yep.
WHF just
WHF
snatch
him.
up all the content creators?
They do. Popular.
Uh,
I mean, really, guys, does a Town Hall 13 really even matter, or would you prefer get more troops along the way? Like, I would love to see quarterly updates in Clash of Clans. They don't have to be groundbreaking. They don't have to be huge, but maybe, something new that could change content and that could change the game a bit every quarter. And it doesn't need to be a new Town Hall every time. I mean,
Oh no.
until the Town Hall actually got a defense in it, all you're really getting is, I mean, I guess we could get new heroes and all that stuff, but there's nothing saying that you actually have to get a new Town Hall to really change the game. I mean,
right.
who knows what their plans are?
Well, I think people
know.
associate new Town Hall with like new defenses, new
Yeah.
troops, new heroes.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like? Who used to bring that up? Was it Goon used to bring it up? Like every odd
Goon?
number got a new hero or something.
Who's gone? Who's gone?
Goon, that one
Kidding.
guy.
I'm just joking. Yeah, I mean, they were for a while. Every other Town Hall level, they get a new hero and stuff, but I don't know.
Why is Clash bashing that? Because I want to be. I hijack stuff. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh my
I mean
gosh.
the introduction of the Clan War League was definitely really cool. I mean, I know there's so many mismatches, a lot of clans, and who knows as the seasons progress, as that kind of balances with the kind of the ladder system. Um, it is definitely mainly focusing on kind of the end game content to give those end game players something to kind of to do and like really push for and kind of get those bragging rights. Even though it's funny because when you are in a clan that's in Champs 1, most likely it's just Town Hall 12, max Town Hall 12. So you don't even need the medals in the first place. So it's literally just for bragging rights.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, and kind of to push for that top 10. I think it would be really cool if they added. I know they released the top 10 for that, but if they added like in game, like a button that you can
Ooh.
actually search. I kind of mentioned in a video of mine where instead of just in the news section, you can actually like instead of you can go to like the top clans, top players, but then there's also top CWL clans or something like that. That'd be cool. And also show all of them, like instead of just the top 10 or whoever competed in there. Would be pretty cool.
Right.
But who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
That's
Who
the
knows what
fun
they'll
thing
do?
about waiting and seeing is who actually knows what's coming out. I mean, Darian did confirm a few things, like you said, Operation Blue Skies, which I'm really curious about that because he said quarter 1, which we're almost halfway through quarter 1, so that's
Who knows?
supposed to be coming soon.
Yeah, then I'll push.
I'd like for it to be fixed by the time
Can't
I'm
wait
max
like
12.
13 hours.
Have any of you other guys ever pushed? I know I've pushed a ton.
Yeah,
Man,
I pushed one time.
I
What'd you
tried
get?
one time and I gave up because clouds. I
Yeah.
was like, there's no way. This is insane.
Yeah, I
How'd
think
how'd you do, Carbon?
so. I pushed for the first week and then I stopped because I just couldn't. I think the hour it like, I mean, it lasted like 7, 8, 9 hours for a search.
Yeah.
Sometimes up there, I got up to 6K in the first week. Got to 21 global, and then I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Especially
Yeah.
trying to
After the
stream it.
first week, it gets bad.
Yeah,
that's
like it
brutal.
wasn't
Echo,
too
what about
bad for the
Echo?
first
You've never pushed, have you?
I did. I pushed. I mean, nothing crazy. I got
Oh,
up into
you did?
Legends, but I can't sit all day and wait for bases. And then I was trying to. I mean, I have one account, so I was trying to stream, and I'm just sitting there in the clouds, and I'm like, well, now the stream is literally about me talking the whole time because I couldn't really show anything because I was just sitting in the clouds. I am gonna push again when I'm a max 12 because when you're max 12, what do? You war and you push because you don't need to farm anything anymore. So hopefully Operation Blue Skies is all complete by then, so I could have a little bit more fun. But
I thought you said you were going to start up 3 new accounts.
no, I'm not.
3 new Let's Plays?
I may start up one. I don't know, just for some fun. Like if I literally am maxed at Town Hall 12. but-
Whenever I hear you say you only have one account, it's so surprising to me. It really is.
Listen, man, I need to be known for something here, and that's what it is. The one content
That's
creator
your
with one account. That's how I am in all my games, though, man. I have one account. That's it.
See, I have a slight problem. I think I have 8 or 9 accounts now.
You can war yourself.
You have a
I do war myself.
What's up,
I
Jim?
did a
5 on one
5v5.
side, 5 on the other.
I love how you described that.
Literally play against myself. That could
I love
look,
how
I
you
just fun and
described
match
that as a
myself.
slight
How-
problem.
We've been having people ask a lot of questions about Town Hall 9. This doesn't have to be a long, in-depth answer, but what do you think is the strongest attack strategy at Town Hall 9 right now? And I know there's a bunch.
10.
What's that?
Going to Town Hall 10. I don't know. I would probably say Witch Slap is pretty much universally used on any base for 3-star. You see it everywhere.
Which slap hogs Lalo's still probably working, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
all
have a
working
9
out.
right now, so I'm
Pretty
kind
much
of
everything.
yeah.
But then people were
more
saying
speed.
9's harder than 10. When at least when that when the bat was before the nerf.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
one of the
when
ones
the
that said
bats with
that
the
when
slammers,
when the bats first came out. I said that. Oh yeah.
I feel like bats at 10 have kind of died. Like they nerfed them pretty hard at 10. I mean, it can still be done, but it's going to be super base specific, in my opinion.
Which is the way it should be. I mean, that's what the game should be about. You shouldn't be able to use one strategy on any base.
Tell that Lalo.
I was just gonna say, but Lalo is not an easy attack to learn.
can
You can't just
Lalo
spam it.
90% of bases.
True, but it requires a very high
Yes.
level of skill to
There you
be
go.
able to clear all that 90% of bases.
Yeah, and
Yeah, absolutely.
you
That's why I've
can't
been
just
trying to learn it. That's why I'm a 1-star god.
No, you got to become a 2-star god for the Clan War League.
Hey, I really turned it up and spam my E-Drags during the Clan War Leagues.
That works.
No, I've been working Lalo a lot more, working on trying to get my triple rate up because it was pretty much non-existent, but I still bat a lot. I've been working on, like you said, the Queen Charge Lalo. I'm just so trash at that, but I've had a lot of success with like Electron Lalo. I think that's if I'm having success with Lalo, that's the way I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I do majority of the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of these strategies, guys, we had another question, and it was about nerfs and buffs. Bless you. Any attack strategies that you guys feel need a nerf or a buff, or like, I mean, we kind of talked about the state of the game. Do we think everything's kind of balanced? You know, how do you feel about specific strategies?
Mm, I don't know. I'm starting to see a lot more variety at Tunnel 12.
Yeah.
But definitely I'm starting to see now more with all the multi-target infernos is definitely the queen charges. So I mean, if people are going to start setting their bases back to single or something, who knows? Does that opens up to maybe a drag bat or something you can do, but who knows? I don't know. It's a pretty good spot. I don't have any desire for any nerfs or anything. I like it.
Yeah.
All goblins, yes. Please buff the goblins. Goblin knife needs a buff, that's for sure.
Oh man, I like the way it is right now, man. It's pretty
Yeah,
fairly balanced.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it the other day. If you think of Clash of Clans, I think it's in a great state right now. Maybe better than it's been in the past. I mean, we have multiple strategies that work in multiple places, and I don't know. I just think it's really balanced. There's not many troops that are just completely wastes that you're just never going to touch. You know, everything has its place. I think it's good.
Flashy
Agree.
says Smasher needs a nerf. I slightly agree with that. I feel like it needs a slight hit point nerf because I've just seen that thing make it all the way through bases, especially at
slammer?
Town Hall 10.
Yeah.
That slammer at Town Hall 10 is
Well,
nuts.
it travels like a balloon. It's not traveling like a traditional, so you can just get it in there.
But if you look at it, when you look at the stats for it, it's actually not that crazy of stats. It's just the way it paths.
Mhm.
It's a
able to
tank.
benefit from like hounds and stuff.
Can absorb
Because
a
it
bunch
has
of
less hit
SAMs.
points than a hound, but that thing in
That's a
Tunnel 10
beast.
can be nasty.
Well, I can confirm that you can do awful on attacks using that. It's not like you drop it in and you suddenly have a beast war attack.
Personal
can still
experience there,
struggle.
Rocco?
Yes, exactly. Personal experience. I watch all these great attacks and I do coverage, so I'm like, let me just do this, and I drop it in thinking it's going to completely cover the whole base, and it makes it to the second compartment. It's down. I'm like, well, that just didn't work out as I looked. Yeah, so. It takes anything. There's not an attack, maybe besides Witch Slap is probably the least skill necessary, where you can kind of just set up your initial troops, you know, get that initial setup done, and then just spell management and stuff. Besides that, everything takes some skill and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I see people want to bring the El Primo back.
yeah,
Yes.
El Primo was
El
cool. I liked
Primo.
him.
He was a savage at getting through walls. Oh my gosh.
I would use him. I would use like 4 or 5 El Primos and just break through a compartment, take down like 3 defenses. Oh my goodness, it was so nasty.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
good. I liked him.
I saw some guys use it to break in right next to a multi-target inferno because he could solo break in a spot
Yeah.
where you would have had to use a freeze and several wall breakers otherwise,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do we have here? Bash, any questions that have been standing out to you that you'd like to mention?
I've been kind of reading through. A lot of it's just been kind of plain old. Nothing stood out as I'm like
Okay,
over here.
I have one
trying.
about CWL and the ban wave, so we'll ask this one. I haven't
Oh,
really
there you go. Let's get
reviewed
into
it, but these are always hot topics, you know. Do you think it was fair that people got so many medals after the ban wave in CWL, like certain clans that had such an insane net star amount? Do you think that Supercell should have done something? And I personally don't really know what this is about. Do any of you guys?
Yeah, so this is all about the ban wave that hit pretty much it was targeted towards like Champs 1, Champs 2 clans.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way it worked was Hello for Now, which is actually part of the Buy Forever family. I was running over there in Champs 1. And there was a lot of people either using a combination of different types of like mods. It could be like farming bots or different things that's against terms of service. And so when they're playing in the wars, it's about 7 days long. And so about war number 6 and 7, these bans started to go into effect. So then these players couldn't log into their accounts anymore. And so they couldn't attack, but they were in the wars, or they couldn't be removed. Let's say if there was co-leaders that were removed. And so, I mean, it kind of obviously affects the leaderboards because clans that didn't get affected, which are perfectly fine, they attack these clans and then they don't put up any stars. So it affects the net star differential. So that's why it really bumped up some clans.
Ooh.
And so that's kind of the thing. But I mean, obviously the clans who won, nothing against them. It's just they benefit from playing against people that were removed. So this next season, will definitely be cool. Hopefully there isn't any more of that to go around. So then we can actually get like a true sense for the top 10 if that's what they're going to
Definitely.
continue with.
I heard a rumor that one of the announced top 10 clans was banned or had a majority of their members
Yeah, I
banned.
heard that too. I don't
Which
know. I
one?
never
Yeah,
looked into
I think
it.
it was one of the Asian clans. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Maybe it might have been like the number one.
Yeah, I
say,
mean,
but who
might
knows?
have heard that, but it's crazy
I
stuff.
might have heard that.
Might have heard.
Yeah.
I don't want to
He's
single
a
any
little
clans
source.
out. Carbon
No.
throws the numbers out.
You guys know, no shame. Just throw it out there. All right, I have a couple more questions here. If you guys have any more, get them in the chat. And everyone that's here in the show, you guys, if you have any topics that you want to discuss, just feel free to bring them up at any point in time. Wish list for the future of COC. My wish list is just to have quarterly updates or regular updates, you know, not just balance changes, but, you know, something new coming to the game. Doesn't have to be huge. That would make me happy. I know that would make players happy. I'm happy with that. It could be something, even one of them could be like a Builders Hall update, and I'd be okay with that. One of the 4. I know you guys probably don't like that, but I'd be okay with one of the 4 being Builders Hall.
Well,
You
isn't
gotta
Build a
get-
Hall 9 coming out? I mean,
They
I think
said
that's
they said
confirmed.
it's going to come out at some point. They're going to do it.
Yeah, I think that's confirmed. I wouldn't mind. I mean, you brought up Builder Hall. I wouldn't mind even seeing they kind of like doing a little bit more for Builder Hall, like in game, like tournament mode, or like set up a clan war for that. That might bring some interest back for it. Besides that, I think Builder Hall is basically dead. I mean, I know people still play it, but I don't know. I don't know if they want to put more effort and time into it personally, though.
The only thing I see in Builder Hall that would motivate me to play it would be to get the 1,000 gems. I think if I get to 3,000 cups, which I haven't done yet, and then unlock the multi mortar, which I have not done yet as
Yeah.
well. So
I'm
those
still
are really
working on that on my main also.
I have yet. I think I'm like Builder Hall 6,
did-
and I'm not there yet.
I got both those unlocked, and then I don't play it all anymore. The only time I use it is for clan games, because I keep my trophies really low on there by putting up a troll base, so I can just triple every single attack and rack up clan game points really fast. That's how I use Builder Hall now.
We got a question for you, Carbon, about your music on your live streams. You had any information about a playlist or what type of music you get, where you get it from, type thing?
Yeah. So on the YouTube streams, it's just the no copyright sounds. Literally, I was gonna look for
NCS.
yeah, NCS. I'll look for the one that I was using, and I'll link it in chat. But then when I do Twitch only, I listen to kind of the Spotify or whatever playlist I've got on there. So yeah, so it's just the NCS is what plays. Let me go ahead and see if I can find it.
I like it. I like it. So,
Okay.
since you guys are both CWL guys, who's winning the finals? Who you guys got? Bye Forever or Bangladesh?
Bangladesh.
I mean,
Bye forever.
really hot. Their 11s were pretty crazy.
They've been kind of a powerhouse all season, huh?
They're on fire. Yeah.
They have been, but Bye Forever, you never know. They're in the finals. All you gotta do is
Yeah.
gotta get there.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
do
can have
never know.
one off day or one off 24 hours, and
That's
knows
all
what
it
can happen.
takes. That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
it takes, man. A lot of these clans and invite are so evenly matched that it just comes down to who has a better war that day. Because you're gonna see some amazing killer skilled attacks on both sides. You know, and sometimes it just comes down to whose Town Hall 12s has the best day.
Mhm.
So anything's possible.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
yeah.
Do you guys know if they're doing a live final like normal?
I
would
heard they
assume-
were not.
Yeah.
They are
That's-
not. I was wondering that with them pushing the in-game CWL.
I've
Yeah.
heard nothing of it. I mean, they've got a lot invested. They're pushing to get into esports, so like that's
That's their
I think
end.
really think that's a huge focus for them. And not to say that they couldn't support the the CWL Champions World League also, but I
Yeah.
haven't heard anything of that either.
No, I haven't. I was wondering if you guys are more tied to it, obviously, so
Mhm.
you'd be more than no. But
I think
know,
it's
I haven't
pretty.
got- I haven't got
think-
my invite over there to host it, so I was just wondering.
I think it's
that's
pretty
nice.
unfortunate that looks like they're kind of abandoning Champions War League if they're not hosting the final over there, because that's the league that really established competitive Clash of Clans like none other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's pretty interesting stuff.
do you think Clash
Yeah.
of Clans has what it takes behind it as a developing company to be the league that the mean all league, the one that matters the most. I mean, obviously the $1 million prize is a great stab at that. People are going to want to compete for that, but can the format that they currently have, is what I'm trying to say, on how they match and all that, can that like put all these leagues, not even make them anything but just a good time? I mean, that's what a lot of people are asking, can in-game CWL shut down these leagues and make it like the OG of everything?
Oh, I don't think their goal is to shut down the leagues.
No,
I'm not saying they're trying to. I'm just saying, like, would everyone's focus go into this Clash of Clans in-game?
If they're gonna put money and effort behind it, they want the control, because you see, even with some of these final streams in previous seasons, where there can just be so much random and drama and just crazy stuff that happens that is kind of out of their hands, because the external CWL is not ran by them. With them having it in game, they can have it the format they want. The top clans at Town Hall 12, the top max base is playing. So I feel like it gives them more control. So I think that's kind of the route they would want to take more.
You guys have any opinions or no?
The only thing I think, you want to go ahead?
I was just gonna say, having a war league that favors the highest level Town Hall is an excellent business decision. You know what I mean? This is pushing people, giving them that incentive to get up to Town Hall 12. So, and I'm not going to blame anybody for making a good business decision.
Of course not.
I'm not at all. I'd be the last one to blame you for that. So that's what I wanted to put in there. But I don't think it's going to unseat the other leagues, not at all, because the majority of your players aren't at Town Hall 12. Or probably not even close to it. A lot of your casual players. So, smaller leagues or even random clan wars are going to be where most people are going to have the most fun, except loving those medals inside the store. It's just going to be the end game players that are, that are already at Town Hall 11 or already at Town Hall 12 and getting up there that are really going to get into this league. So.
Yeah, the thing that makes the Champions War League so great is the fact that the wars come down to the final minutes, the final attacks of it.
Yeah.
In the Clan War League, that's not the case. One, there's only 15 attacks per clan for the 24 hours. Many times the clan's done with about, 12 hours left. And so, you know exactly what you need to do to win, but you don't have those crazy intense moments like you do, which we had today. That's one of the big differences. But also, I feel, obviously, since you only have the 15 attacks for the 24 hours, it's really difficult to live stream or kind of cover live, because the attacks are very rare to come in. And so when they did the live stream for, I know, Dark Looters, for One Hive, I don't know how it was all set up. Clash with Eric's in the chat. He can probably say how it worked, but either the fact is they were just, all right, so they were just one after another doing the live hits, or maybe it was pre-recorded. I have no idea how it happened. But it's just the fact that it would be really hard unless, let's say, they made it to, it's only a 2-hour event for the finals or something. But it's really difficult to do that because people are all over the world. But I mean, they're definitely moving in the right direction for that. I know the biggest fear when that came out was like, this is going to kill Champions War League because people are going to want to go for this. That was before the money in the million, like the $1 million was announced. Because we're like, people are going to want to go and push for this fame. But I don't think so, because there's a whole different side of the game when you have, let's say, 40 or a 45 or a 50 v50 breakdown versus just 15 attacks and only one per person. It's a big difference.
We have an Itsu question coming on this topic, and it's pretty cool. Thanks for coming to the stream, Itsu. Don't you think that the competitions, which will get the big streams, the War Day, will get short-ended to have those action-packed streams?
I think that's exactly what Carbon was just talking about. The fact that it's only 15 attacks stretched over a 24-hour period just drags along. So I hope so, Itsu. I sure hope they do that. That would make for a really exciting 2-hour stream if we got to see all 30 of the attacks of that whole war in that 2 hours. I think it's an excellent idea, and I hope so.
I mean, this is their play at esports. An esports event can't be structured exactly how the outside leagues are structured. A 24-hour prep day, 24-hour. It has to be in a short, arena style event, or at least be able to be done in that way to be entertaining to the public. Because if it's esports, it has to be entertaining to the public. I think that they're trying to make their best play at that model. And you said it before, Corey, if they're not, it's a good business decision. And if they weren't making business decisions that would make them money, Clash of Clans would end up dying, and we would have to move on to something. So, even players that are free to play, you have to be happy when there's ways that they can monetize their game so the game can live. I mean, it's still unbelievable. As a content creator, I'm always looking in the App Store, seeing what games are coming out, what I want to try. And Clash of Clans is always up there. 6 years later, it's one of the top, the top games. You go on Google Trends, it's on the top, beating out 99% of mobile games. And it's because of the model in Clash of Clans and Supercell and how they do things. So a lot of people can say, dead game, or say that, they're
that's
not
true.
doing a good job, but they clearly are.
Yeah.
Clearly are.
Clash with Eric's making a good point is you need the 24 hours to plan. So obviously that's a big difference. But if you are forced to hold your attacks for the final hours, then have everyone come in for that event or something. That's a good point.
But
People plan for.
But do you need 24 hours to, like, I know?
I mean,
I'm not on the Elite War scene as a
wouldn't,
competitor, but do you need 24 hours to plan, or are people just used to 24 hours? Like, what if you gave people an hour to plan? If everyone had the same hour to plan, planning would be done differently. Attacks would look different. I mean,
it definitely would look different, but I know a lot of times is when I look at the bases, I look at all of them and then try to, like, I don't know. It's like, when you kind of when you go to sleep or something, you're all of a sudden an idea pops up
Yep.
and you have that 24 hours. Obviously, things can change and whatnot, as obviously you don't know if it's scouted or whatnot. These would be fresh attacks,
Right.
if that's the case for the Clan War League. But if it is the case where it is shortened and you don't have that time, it definitely would be way more impressive. They could come up with this strategy in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of esports, think of games. I mean, none of them, there's no real big esport with base builders right now, but think of all the other games. You just go in there, you have your opponent, and you're working with your team as a team on the fly. You're reacting to what the opponent throws your way. There's no, we have 24 hours. We know that they're going to be doing this, so we're going to plan on how we're doing that. It's all on the fly. So it's totally different. This is just a concept I'm throwing out there for discussion purposes. But, esports are opponent versus opponent. And you could still work together with your team with a short amount of time. I don't know. It would just be exciting, in my opinion. I don't know.
Oh no, I would love for the shorter formats. It'd be really cool, but time zones play a factor into that.
That's definitely true. Definitely true.
That's the problem.
Yep.
But I mean, we've seen, like, for like the CWL streams, they fly people out. So, if they fly groups of people out, they could run that, 2-3 hour format daily.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't be able to take off work or life or anything to fly out for that, but obviously,
I don't know. For $1 million, I think people would make arrangements.
I'll have you know if I'm ever.
Who knows if it is a single $1 million event though? But yeah, I know anything can sway people to do.
I'll fly out any day, anytime. Just saying, it's noted now. Forever.
Echo drop everything for $1.50.
It doesn't even matter. All right, Itzy with another question. We answer his questions first because he's got that check mark next to his name. So, and it's Itzy. Another question: do you actually think it will stay 15v15? Thinking about $1 million prize pool, the main event should be big. This means all top clans will be invited to play on stage. Who knows? Maybe 15v15 is like the beta stage. They're testing it out. They don't want it to get too big. But what if it were able to get to a 40v40 huge war event? That's a great point.
If they raised it, it would make it more viable to do the 24, I guess, the longer format, because you have more attacks. But I think the 15v15 is just the start.
And he's actually saying right now
he's going the opposite.
He's going the opposite way, 5v5.
Well, then that's more.
I think what he's getting at is
right.
So that you have enough time to plan out. Like, say if it's a 2-hour war, you have enough time to make the plans. You have enough time to get all 10 attacks out. 5 from each side live.
Unless they were only one attack each.
Well, no, that's what I mean. 5 from each side, 10 attacks total.
Okay.
Which, I mean, a 2-hour format is more friendly to that, I guess.
Yeah, you want to probably watch all.
I kind of get what Itzy's getting at. If they're doing a live event, makes sense.
Yeah,
but I mean, I guess it's kind of hard, and we'll have to wait and see. It's hard for us to speculate. We can speculate all day, but That's all it would be, is just speculation.
You know,
Thanks for
I
that
bet they'd
donation,
probably do
T-Rex.
it the same way that they did the CWL invite finals, where they didn't fly out the whole clan and they streamed that last, what, few hours or whatever with.
Oh, you
They
mean where
only
we
brought like 5 people
like
from each team.
war deciding live attacks and we're watching replays of Town Hall 9s? Those?
I know, right?
Sorry, that always just drove me
Yeah.
nuts.
We have another question coming from T-Rex. How long do you all think Clash of Clans will stay around? It seems like less than a year ago, people were running from Clash, and now people are coming back. I think that's a great point.
Man, who's getting this? Who's getting this start? T-Rex. Look, people. I think part of that goes in with what I was saying earlier, with the kind of lull in updates. People think the game's dying, but I mean, I think Corey and Carbon can kind of attest to their channels doing pretty well. I mean, I've seen their views for their size; they're pretty impressive, in my opinion. I mean, is there a game out there that's going to replace Clash right now? I haven't seen anything.
Not yet. No. And they started investing in it again. They had a
Mhm.
while where I think they were working really hard on a lot of other games, thinking that those were going to get as big a Clash of Clans, and I don't think any of them did. And then they
I
did the
think
Builder
Royale's
Hall
kind
thing.
of like on the downswing, so
Yeah.
And
So
Royal
I
Heart,
think they
yeah.
finally realized, just how one of a kind this game is so far, and started to reinvest in it, and that's bringing new life into it. I think it's really exciting times to be playing Clash of Clans.
Thank you,
I agree.
Scooby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is too. It's a good time, and Bash said it right. Like, you guys are a newer content creators for Clash of Clans, and your growth is great. Like, obviously people find value in the content that you're creating, which is great because it's war content primarily, which is exciting, which means war is even getting more popular. It's not just those,
Yeah.
it's not just fun attacks. It actually is educational content as well. So it's all good. I mean, I think Clash is in a great spot right now.
Mhm.
In an unbelievable spot for a game that's 6 years old.
Oh,
Very
T-Rex, I hear what you're saying. I get, like, people get frustrated where the game kind of gets stale, but you can't do anything too drastic with the game, because that's what kills games. When you go and start changing things completely or adding, really huge things in, I think COC does a great job of, like, introducing the bat spell and then, working it in, seeing that it's crazy overpowered after 3 phases of nerfs,
Mm.
because believe it or not, it was stronger than that before release. So kind of seeing, and changing and adapting. I think they do a great job of introducing something, get it where it wants where they want it before they introduce something else, and then moving on to the next thing, which I think is super healthy for a game like this.
Yeah,
I
we got
agree.
Spodro saying that teenagers will jump to whatever is hot at the moment, and that's true. But Clash is still hot. You look at the trends, man. Clash is still one of the hottest mobile games. It's just
There's just not a base builder like it that's able to compete, in my opinion.
right. Not yet. Nah, it's not. So
Not at the moment. Yeah.
do we think that Rise of Civilizations ROC Battlegrounds will impact Clash of Clans? I think ROC Battlegrounds. Is that Rise of
The
Civilizations?
new feature, yeah.
Oh no, I don't think
JJ
so. It's a
Blazblue.
completely different game. It's not a base builder at all.
They're also just getting started with it. It's ROC's a whole different dog and pony show, if you ask me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, because I create content for Rise of Civilizations also, they come, they see it, and the base, when you get your base, it kind of looks like a Clash of Clans base, but it's a completely different game. It's not the same in any way. I mean, you build a base, but you could put your stuff in any way you want in your base, and the build doesn't matter. It's all cosmetic.
It's all.
It's about
your
building
wall and your
power. That game
garrison
is
and stuff,
more
yeah.
power and more strength, the better you do. So it's a different kind of game. It's a grind. So if you like grinding games, go play that.
Whatever your limit on your credit card is, how good you can be.
Exactly. Yeah. Rise of Civilizations is no doubt a pay to win.
You can play free to play, but it's
You
so
can,
hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard to compete with the top guys because
You
the
can't
kingdoms
compete with the
grow
top
so
guys.
fast. Yeah, the kingdoms just explode, especially if you get into a kingdom where it's essentially predetermined what the top alliances are going to be. You can't do anything.
What's the top power in your kingdom, Bash? Do you know the top player?
Ooh, I don't know, 60, 70, 80, probably even closer to. I haven't checked the top in a while. I don't have my eyes on me, or else I'd check.
Do you know the answer to your kingdom, Corey, or are you not that invested?
Nichols will be able to tell you. He's on my kingdom.
I don't, buddy, but I know that it is exponentially higher than what I am, and I'm doing pretty
Mhm.
decent because I've been
Exactly.
stuck on it for a while. All those different commanders kind of got me hooked in, and I'm honestly, I
That's
would
my
like,
problem. Grinding
yeah,
commanders,
oh, I
trying to
want to
get them.
max this guy now, and I'm like, ugh.
Yep, yep, exactly. Let's get some love right there for Laid Back Boss, showing some love for the content creators, saying that he's gotten better at Clash because of people like us, which is honestly probably
He's
why
definitely not watching me.
yeah, that's Clash bashing over there. No, but that's probably why most of us got into it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
thank you,
Of course.
Exactly.
appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the question right here. Can Rift of Rygard replace Clash of Clans? It's definitely going to, and I mean, none of us, Clash Bashing and I are on the content creation team for this right now, and we haven't even gotten our hands in the game yet. So for us to say it's better than Clash or it's gonna beat out Clash of Clans, it would be, it's just all speculation right now. We haven't touched it. But it will be hard for anything that's a base builder to come out and beat Clash. I have to say that. I mean, you have a established game with such a huge audience, with so much money, with a polished product. So even if Rift of Rygard is a better game, it still would be hard to beat Clash of Clans, even if it's better, because of the uphill battle and so it's really hard. It's really hard to answer that question. I hope it's great though. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's way too early to tell with Rift of Rygard. I hope it does well as well, but like you said, it's an indie game, so they don't have as big of a backing as a huge company like Supercell does.
Right.
So it could easily get lost in all the games that come out. I mean, we all hope it's going to be fun and good, but competing with something that's we're going on 7 years now for Clash of Clans,
Yeah.
the powerhouse that it is, well established. I don't think Rift of Rygard should come out and try to be like, this is better than Clash, but like kind of say, hey, this is what we have. Play it as present it as its own thing, in my opinion.
The cool thing I could say about it is it's not a carbon copy of Clash. There's been games that come out that they even like steal parts of the name. That is not that. I mean, Jake and Bonto. Yeah, they're on their own path, doing what they think is right for a game. And there are some amazing ideas that they have for this game that are not seen in any other games before that I really do like. So they're definitely building their base builder. They're not copying something and trying to make a copy better, which is cool. And I don't know. I hope it's amazing. I know that the ideas and the things that I heard were definitely amazing, and that's why I was on board. But I hope that it's as good as my mind is telling me it's going to be. Zishan with the donation. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate that, brother. Let's get some hype in the chat for him as well.
I've seen Andrew ask this quite a few times. What thoughts on a 2v2 where two bases are combined and two people attack it? So that kind of is like playing off the mega base thing that was kind of presented. I mean, do we actually think we'll ever see something, whether it be mega base, something smaller with 2v2? You guys think we'll see anything like that?
We've heard
crazy, man.
We've heard something about a mega base. I mean, it's been said in not so many words. I think it's an idea somewhere. I just don't know where it is, when it's going to be coming.
I feel like they have to say mega base just because it's been floating around for so long, just to keep it in people's head.
Don't know. It's when Boom Beach comes to Clash of Clans, right?
Well, yeah. Is that? I didn't get too deep into Boom Beach. I didn't personally care for it. Someone said like something like that's in Boom Beach with a mega base or something like that.
Yeah, like
so
there's no war element. You as your clan, I think it's called the clan in there, you would attack this big mega base. That's the competitive side. It's like it's not at least as far as I got in the game, it's not an actual opponent. It's a game generated base, and you and your team need to attack this mega base and be able to basically take it completely down. And it's fun. It's a completely different take. It's a different game, and I enjoyed it a lot. But
that would be pretty crazy. That'd be super crazy. Imagine having one guy just work this monster queen charge through one side of the base, while a totally separate guy is running a lava balloon through the other side of the base.
Yeah,
that would
I was thinking just queen walk down both sides.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I mean, think about other games. You got Boom Beach that has a mega base. If you play Brawl Stars, they have the mode where you have that big brawler, the 6 players, that big mega boss, and you're going against it with your 5 brawlers. So who knows? They like the mega. Maybe.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know.
Everybody likes mega.
Of course.
Yeah. Bigger is better. Isn't that the old adage?
Mm-hmm. So guys, any questions that you saw come through or things that you want to talk about before we close out the show? Because we're at our hour mark.
Nothing
It's about that
else
time.
that really jumped out at me that really caught my eye.
Guys, just so you know, although this was laggy at times, from what everyone was saying in the chat, the audio was good. So this is going to be uploaded tomorrow night as a video. So if you missed any parts, you can also leave questions that you didn't have answered in the chat or in the not the chat, the comment section, and any of us can come through, or even you guys can engage in that as well about some of the questions you might have if you want to. So Cloud Fix, we talked about that a little bit earlier, Itzu, about the Operation Blue Skies, and we're just hoping that it happens. We haven't heard much about it though.
Yeah, I mean, I've pushed without a cloud fix, so I'm debating on doing a Tunnel 12 push soon. I was gonna do it this coming season, but I don't think I'm going to. I keep putting it off, so I don't know. My worries with Operation Blue Skies or the cloud fix is that I don't want pushing to be too easy, and I don't know. I got to find the balance there.
Heard you say that before.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like just, hey, I'm at 7,000 trophies day one, you know?
Obviously,
Yeah.
there'll be a new, like, I guess there would be a new top, so which people would
Yeah.
get used to. Like, it would just, 6K is no longer considered high anymore, like 9K or whatever. But it depends. And maybe if there's more people, maybe you can steal more. Whoever, I have no idea.
It'll
But-
adapt one way or the other. It'll adapt.
I would honestly prefer it to be like lower, like 6K is really high, because I mean, if Legends League is 5,000, all the other leagues progress 300 at a time. So like if you get to 6,000, you're really on top of the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's just my thoughts on it.
We had another question. Ian has asked several times what win trading is.
Specifically to you, that question was asked. I saw. I didn't know if that was. I didn't know if that was trying to set you up. So I actually left.
I
that
can
one,
answer that. So essentially, win trading was associated with the Clan War League, and so that is when, for example, you're in a Clan War League. It can be any one of the clans. It doesn't have to be Champs 1. And then you get matched up with another clan. Let's say you go over there. You try to communicate with the other clan, and maybe they have Discord information or social information where you can contact them, or even in the game. And then you both agree that you're going to set really bad bases, and so then you can both like 3-star the whole thing and both get, let's say, 45v45, and you tie. And so one, you get a lot of stars, and two, if you tie, you get +5 bonus instead of like whoever wins gets +10. So that's kind of win trading.
Gotcha.
Like that.
You know everything, don't you, bro? You seem to have information on all these competitive things.
Well,
Can't sneak a question past you.
When you're a dirty win trader, I mean, what? I'm just kidding, Carbon. I'm just kidding.
No. Definitely not.
Carbon's associated with good clans. He wouldn't do that.
We had somebody else ask if we were running out of Clash of Clans content. And I know for me, the only time that I was really worried, like, I don't know what to do, I'm running out of content, was when Dragbat was so insanely powerful.
Yeah, that's all there was.
That every attack was Dragbat. I'm like, I just made 7 Dragbat videos this week. I don't want to do this anymore. So no, right now I think it's a good time. You know, if you have a little bit of creativity and you don't think of some new angles to go, there's so many different attacks right now. Yeah. I'm definitely not running out of content. What about you guys?
No. Think of games like Fortnite or PUBG Mobile. It's just, you drop in, you go kill people, and you make videos every day. Like there's, you got to get creative with your content. Everything doesn't have to be the same strategy video. You can mix things up. You can have fun with things the way that Bash does over on his channel as well. There's no, if you run out of creativity, you run out of content. Really, that's what it comes down to for a solid content creator. So be creative. And I'm not beatboxing, Ben. I'm sorry.
Damn, I was really hoping you were gonna beatbox.
Sorry, no.
Come on, Echo, one time for us.
Echo, how much do they have to donate for you to beatbox?
I can't beatbox. I mean, it's gonna sound awful. I'm making fun of
myself. That's why we want you to try.
Yeah, I know it is. I haven't gotten to that stage of my YouTube yet. I wouldn't like attack with my feet or anything, or just my nose.
Look, I'm going to send you daily pictures of my feet. Just
don't. You and I won't speak much anymore, man. I can't deal with feet. But
that's awesome.
So Carbon, I'm handing the mic over to you, man. Any last topics or anything that you want to say before we close out the show for today?
You cut out
What
a
was
little
that?
bit.
You cut
I
out.
think,
Oh, sorry.
any comments or anything? I think
Oh.
he said.
Yeah, before we close out
anything?
for the day, we're gonna be closing shop right now.
No, nothing too much. Definitely covered a lot on here. Obviously, want to thank you guys for having me on here again. Definitely a lot of fun discussing all this, and all you guys coming out to the live stream, giving your questions and everything to give us stuff to talk about. It's definitely helps run the show for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
It is
And
the
definitely
show.
just
Yeah.
excited. Yeah, it is the show. Just excited for things to come and the clan war leagues and what that prize and the champs one stuff is going to lead to.
Yep.
Very excited.
Exactly. Well, thank you for coming, man. It's always a pleasure to have you, and I could foresee you being back again. You
Thank
have the one of the best looking backdrops in the game with all that foam, man. It looks so good.
Pretty sick. It's
I
lit
love that
up.
foam.
It goes
The
with this
lights.
theme so well.
It doesn't beat Bash's his YouTube plaque or anything.
I'm
I
in the
don't
works
have
of
that.
redoing my backdrop, so
Yeah. But and
I
Corey,
might
it's
copy Carbon and throw some foam up.
up to you, Corey. Any last
right,
questions or anything you want to say?
I guess all I want to say is I really appreciate all you guys that have hung out with us on the stream tonight. We've had a lot of love in the chat. And man, I appreciate you guys. I do. And always fun hanging out with you guys. Bash, so fun to hang out with you. Carbon, Echo. I had a blast, man. Let's do this again soon, guys.
Yep, I'm all about it. Bash, you're on the spotlight. The pedestal is yours.
Real quick, Andrew, a gem lottery would be sweet, but I don't think they would ever do that. I had a fun time. Missed the spring trap. Appreciate Carbon and Corey coming out. Congrats on you guys' channels blowing up a little bit.
Yes.
Hopefully you guys continue to have success. I love seeing people, especially newer to the community. Well, Carbon, you've been streaming for a long time.
for about
yeah.
almost 2 years now.
Yeah, I know I've seen you streaming a long time with me, but just happy to see everyone doing well, honestly. So appreciate you guys coming out and spend some time with us. Everyone in chat, nothing but love. Thanks for supporting the Spring Trap. You guys know we love that. So Echo, thanks for organizing it. I was actually out of town this weekend, so I'm glad you hit me up and I was able to get it done in time.
It's what I do, man. It's always a pleasure. And I see Itsu in the stream calling it out live on stream. I'd love to have you on the show, brother. You let me know when you have a good time, and we'll get you on, because I know a lot of people want to hear what the best Clash of Clans player in the world has to say on the Spring Trap. I saw Galadon made a video about that, I believe it was. But thank you everyone in the chat. If your question wasn't answered, guys, you can either tune into the next Spring Trap, which I am really going to try and do more regularly. It has been tough lately, but I think we're getting a good core group of people. Even if we don't switch up the guests all the time, it's still great to just get on here, because like we said, the show is run by you guys, and if you guys are bringing different questions and we don't just keep talking about the same stuff, it's fun, and it's just a good time. So thank everyone that's here on the show. I appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you everyone from the chat for being in the chat, supporting the show, throwing us questions, and making us have a show, because without the questions there is no show. So that's it, guys. So I'm out of here, fellas. I hope you all had a great time with us today. Thank you guys for all the great content, and we'll see all of you guys back tomorrow. Everyone on this show is most likely going to have a video tomorrow, so check them out. Links are in the description of this video or live stream, so check their links, go sub their channels, show them some love, because everyone in here right now is a pillar of the Clash of Clans community. We're out of here, guys. Have a great day and be good.
Enter my giveaway.